Maybe I should to care for it, but I'm sorry, I'm not using my Pattern Beauty leave-in conditioner on this hair. I'm sorry. We are just gonna apply the wig right here. So hello, welcome. We're gonna apply the wig together so I can show you all what I've been doing since 6 weeks ago. So I'm gonna take this off. Literally what I typically do is I can do something like this, and then this is the wig. This is what the wig is looking like right now. I like it to look like this because I feel like it looks a little bit more natural, but then again, that's just me. So the back, like, it has some of the combs. I don't really use those that much. And then the back also, I ended up just like getting a scrunchie or because it just was like, I tucked this end basically. So what I tend to do is, I'll put this here, literally. I haven't put any, I just tuck the tail that I showed y'all behind, and boom. And then I go in, I'm gonna move that a little bit closer. And then I go in with the 2 braids or twists, undo the twists. I'll be more gentle with my hair since apparently the left side of my hair is just struggling. I don't do the whole mousse and the leave-in and the wetting the hair. I don't do that, and that's just my preference. So I just kind of do this, literally, you see that? Okay, let's move the wig a little bit closer. You can all see, so you can see right here. I'm gonna grab one of my hair brushes. This is literally all I do. I've never been the type of person to do like edge control and all that. That's just not, I don't care for that. So I just do that and boom. And this is what it's looking like. See that? All right. Now, a couple things about the hair video. And I have my notes over here, right? I need to put some pillowcases on these. I cleaned them and then I need to order some pillowcases. But a couple of things about this, right? We're gonna just like an update. So I've had this hair for the past 6 weeks and I've learned a lot about half wigs. This was my first half wig ever. I really like it. If you can't tell, I've been wearing this wig a lot. And this is just how I like it. I like it to be big and full. I don't care for the spraying of the hair. I've never done that. I literally just wear it like this and then I call it a day. The most I'll do with it is maybe put a headband on, but honestly, that's pretty much it. So I had promised that I was going to do an update on this ISEE Hair kinky curly hair wig, and so here we are. So if you didn't watch the videos, a couple of things was just that this was my first ever half wig, and when I had put this wig on out the box, because that is what the company marketed as, on the go wig. Again, this is coming from someone who has never put on a wig before or a half wig before, so I'm going based off of what they tell me. So I put on the wig, I'm thinking out the box, pop it on, and in my mind I'm thinking that it is going to blend in immediately, right? Because I've had actual kinky curly clip-ins and they match my hair texture like this to a T, to a point where I don't need to wet it. It literally comes, it looks like my scalp. It looks like the hair that comes out of my scalp. So that's what I was thinking based off of, what the heck? Sorry. So that's what I was thinking based off of the marketing of the hair. So I was thinking when I get this hair, it's going to be pretty much like out the box, put it on, it's going to be working with your hair texture, right? Because I had seen this wig all over the place. So that's the main reason why I wanted to try it. And my friend, we've been wanting to try this out because we're like, we want to do something different, whatever. So that's just it, right? So a couple of things is in regards to the comments. So I know someone did mention braid out method. So I guess this is a bit of the braid out method. Literally what I do is, for my hair, less is more. And my hairstylist agrees. Like my hair has, besides the left side, my hair is very healthy. And honestly, I've never really been that type of person. I don't like to manipulate my 4C hair too much into what it's not. So this is not my hair, right? Obviously, this does not look like 4C hair in my opinion. Could it be like certain parts? Possibly. But obviously, I don't like to manipulate my hair that much. So one thing was doing a braid out. I've done braid outs before. Last time I did braid outs were like probably in high school. I just don't really do braid outs like that. So the most that I do, as you saw, is I do 2 cornrows or twists in the back. And that's usually with like leave-in conditioner because I like to moisturize my hair. I put this serum on my scalp, I scrub it, and then the 2 parts that I want to be free, I just twist those down with some leave-in conditioner, make sure I focus on the ends, and that's that. And I repeat. Literally, this is what I pretty much do. If I know I'm going to be wearing my half wig, that's pretty much what I do. So I don't do much manipulation, and that's just what I like to do, right? So I guess in a way, I don't know if that answers the question in regards to did I do the braid out method. The most I do is I just put leave-in conditioner and I moisturize my hair, put leave-in conditioner. I do the twist in the front where before bed where I'm gonna have my hair out, and then I call it a day, and then I put the wig on like you saw in the video. So one other thing too is someone mentioned trying deep conditioner. I did not try deep conditioner. I tried leave-in conditioner, and that's pretty common. I use leave-in conditioner. I think of leave-in conditioner as like lotion for your hair, moisturizing your hair. So that is not abnormal for me at all. So I did put leave-in conditioner in my hair, but that's one thing I wanted to say. Now, a couple of things that we're just gonna go back to what went wrong in the video is, the first thing is I've had way too much leave out. I had way too much leave out. And again, I'm a first time half wig wearer, so I didn't know that I had way too much leave out. I'm thinking half wig, right? Half your head. But technically, at least for this kind of wig, you gotta keep it right literally. This is how much leave out I have out. This is how much I have out. I'm actually gonna move this a little bit closer, but again, I ain't going nowhere. But you move it as close as you can, and then you put pretty much this much out. You don't have a lot of leave out, and less is more. And I've realized that when you have a little bit of leave out, at least for my 4C hair, it looks more natural, and also it looks like as if it's your hair, but like you're sweating out your roots a little bit, but like in a good way. Does that make any sense? So that was one thing, is in the first video I had way too much leave out, and I should have, again, I didn't know that. This was like opening box first reaction. So that was one thing, is I had way too much leave out, but now I don't have as much leave out. And once I figured that out, I rock this wig pretty much out of the 7 days. If I'm out, 4 days of the week. Actually, I've been wearing it every time I go out, honestly. I just want to leave my hair alone, especially with the left side doing, I don't even know what. The 6-week update, right? So I have my notes right here. I just want to make sure I have everything. So couple of things. So when it came to shedding, I don't have that much shedding. Whenever I played with, when I do this, I did not have any shedding at all. Shedding is not really a thing that it's on the top of my mind when it comes to this wig. Sometimes when you think about something, like it was that. No, I did not have any crazy amount of shedding at all. Tangling, this is kinky hair, or this is just curly hair. I don't expect myself to run my fingers through this. So I wasn't really any tangles at all, or just in general, but it's still soft. So that was the one thing, is I didn't really expect any tangling. And I will say, speaking of tangling and shedding, I have washed this wig about twice in the past, or 2 to 3 times the past, I think 3 times the past 6 weeks. And one of them was because the smell. Speaking of the smell, I could not handle the smell. The smell was so strong out the box that I was so self-conscious being on the train next to people, being like, I hope they can't smell this, because it was that strong. I felt like I had like one of those little cartoons aroma around me of like, the smell. So that was one thing. It was the first week, oh my gosh, for me at least, again, this is my package, but by week 2, week 3, or now there's not really a smell. Oh wow, it's not really, I forgot. That's what I'm saying. But the first couple weeks you're like, oh my gosh, but there's actually not really a smell anymore. But give it 2 to 3 weeks and it'll be gone. But the first couple weeks, or first week, 10 days, my gosh. On the train, I was like, I hope this person next to me is not like, what is that smell? And I had perfume on, but like, it just was overpowering my perfume. But speaking of washing, so when I did wash it though, I didn't really expect much tangling. When I wet it, it bounced back really quickly in the sense of texture. When I washed it, I would usually use my deep conditioner. You've seen it in my wash hair videos. I use that, and then I brush it through. Didn't have any issues with that. Not really any shedding, really. Not enough for you to be like, oh my gosh, get this thing out of my face. And then when I would brush it out, I'll rinse it out and then use shampoo, but quick shampoo, just running my fingers through it. But even then, that was super easy. No tingling or shedding for me when I was washing it with shampoo and conditioner. And texture change, I did not have any issues with the texture changing at all. I feel like this hair bounces back. I feel like it's similar to kinky curly hair, just curly hair in general. It gets bigger, right? If you're not spraying it and using it, I don't think I've used any products on this hair. Maybe I should to care for it, but I'm sorry, I'm not using my Pattern Beauty leave-in conditioner on this hair. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I haven't used any leave-in conditioner. I literally wash it. I like rinse out the shampoo, and then I might go in with like conditioner just to like condition the hair, rinse it out and let it air dry upside down on a doorknob, and then put it on the next day. So I haven't done any mousse, any leave-in conditioner, none of that to style this hair. This is literally it, just air dried. And obviously as the days go on, when you wear it, it gets bigger. This is how I like it. I don't really like it to look too defined. I know some people did share some really helpful links in the comments of how to wear it. I know some people like to spray the hair down. Maybe I'll try that just for fun, but I feel like if I were to spray this hair, it would look not seamless. We know this is not my hair, right? But I feel like I would just stand out too much. And the thing is, like, for me at least, a lot of the time these be looking good on camera, but then I'm like, what does it look like outside? When I was first wearing the wigs, the half wig, the way that I wasn't supposed to with all the leave out, it looked so bad, person. But then again, I had too much left leave out, but still, it was giving half lock. I don't like that look. So I pretty much talked about my routine. That was pretty much it. But I literally just put this wig on the doorknob using the rubber band, the thing in the back. And then I don't use, sometimes I will use the combs a little bit if I have like braid right here, but I gotta stay away from the combs because I just don't want to have a bald spot. And I sometimes will, but I feel like the hair sometimes, rarely, it gets a little bit, it'll get a little bit sore. But honestly, I feel like the wig is tight enough for me where it's like, it's fine. I don't really necessarily need to have the combs, but maybe I'll do like 1 to 2 combs just to be secure enough because I'm not trying to go viral on social media. So I just feel like in general, but install time, it literally takes me, again, I'm not like, if I had to time it, by the time I put on this wig, take out this, 3 to 5 minutes max, not even 2 minutes, under 2 minutes. That's how long it takes me to put on this wig. Again, I'm not doing the whole spraying. I literally, as you saw, I take out the twist in the front that's moisturized from the night before or whatever. And then I just use a brush to brush my hair and then I call it a day. And now a couple questions. So would I buy this wig again? Absolutely. Would I gift this wig to my sister? Absolutely. That's how I kind of like rank things, is would I gift it? I would absolutely do that. I think it's a really good half wig. Now, so I would definitely buy it again. I feel like I would recommend this for anyone who, let me start with who I wouldn't recommend this for. If you are thinking I have 4C hair like Brenda and really I'm gonna pop this wig on out the box, put the connector, you get what I'm saying, boom, put the clips in, take out the hair that I have in the front, and it's gonna blend seamlessly, you're not the one for this. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Yes, it might not be a lot of work, but I'm just letting you know that this wig is not actually, you know what I mean? If you're looking for you to put on this wig out the box, take out the front you have, and it's gonna seamlessly blend in with the hair when it's out the box, this is not the wig for you. However, if you don't mind, as I said before, having the cornrows or the twist in the front and then just taking it out or just doing little things like that. I know, again, there are some people who do more where they do the mousse and all that kind of stuff. I'm not the one to do that. And you can kind of decide for yourself based off of what you want to do. But that's what I would recommend it for. So I just feel like if you have 4C hair, this is still a fine wig. It's just not, I just feel like, again, the marketing is just a little bit, again, I didn't know anything going into this. So like if you're like me where you had no idea and you read it as out the box, boom, it's not like our hair out the box. It's just not. I just want to say that. Rating out of 10, honestly, or I'm gonna do 5 stars. I would probably give this wig a 4.6. The other 0.4 is because of the fact of the marketing. That was the one thing. Again, this is a wig that's marketed towards people who are very new in this world of half wigs. So overall, I think this is just a really good wig. I'll put how much I paid, but I feel like I've got my money's worth. Clearly, it wasn't crazy enough for me to be like, don't, you know, I'm bothered by it or I remember how much it was. So I feel like it was worth the money, and I feel like ISEE Hair always has a sale. They actually, I think, had to unsubscribe because they just sent me way too many emails. I'm like, please, my gosh. And I think that if there were to be any alternatives to 4C hair, honestly, I wouldn't know. I've tried clip-ins, like I had them for graduation photos. This was like, but I feel like for graduation photos, I feel like since then I've found a couple of companies that actually have 4C hair. It is very much our texture for sure. They just happen to be a little bit more pricey, so it just depends on your budget, and maybe you can wait until Thanksgiving. But I feel like those companies definitely exist. I have two off the top of my mind. One I discovered from TikTok. I think this woman who's like small business, and then the other one I discovered was through just like they've been around for Free Hair. I think it's Free Hair, something like that, and they have like our texture. So there are alternatives there. I just decided to try this wig out specifically because I was seeing this wig everywhere. And before I turned off my audio, which I ended up doing because I was tired of TikTok listening in on my conversations, once me and my friend were talking about the half wigs, 90% of the half wigs that were coming up was the ISEE Hair half wigs. And I watched a lot of videos, and a lot of them were just not, they were sponsored, I think. I just was like, let me just try it myself. I'm not saying those people were untruthful, they were lying or anything like that, but just in general, as a consumer, sometimes when you see people hyping up the same thing, I'm okay buying it myself and trying it out. So that was one thing. So anyway, all right, let me know if you have tried this wig. I'm curious to know if you tried it and what you think. And again, thank you so much for the comments in the first video, for the recommendations and things like that. Very much appreciated. I was very much new in this world of half wigs, and now I'm like, do I want to try I don't know if I'm ready to try like a colored one, because again, one that's a certain color, because again, my hair is very much a level 2. And the other wigs will probably be like ginger reddish colors, I don't know, or blonde. I don't know about that. But anyway, let me know if you tried this wig down below. And again, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourself and each other, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.